Hello. Part 2 of I have no idea how many. I realised for this being a walkthrough I should probably walk you through it, I guess. So in this area you have to light the campfire. Part 1 of which is not doing what I'm doing right there. It's in the drawer where it says examine, but examine doesn't do anything until you're standing there. And you get those two things which are allegedly rocks, but look suspiciously rainbow. Yeah, the control system between screens on this seems to kind of point you in random directions. And I have no idea where I was going there. That's sort of the way I think you come in. So, not those flowers, because they're too wet. Through the door at the top. Nope. Nope, not that door. That door doesn't open yet. This door. And somewhere at the top of these stairs. There, which I yet ran past. Flowers that are not wet. Dry flowers. Now if you go out through this way, there is a chest at the bottom. Or the end, rather. If you can make it past the rubble. I don't think you can get any battles in here until you light the fire. So you're just sort of wandering around until you manage to figure that out. So, time to play Bear Grylls and light some this. I don't know what I just said. I said light some this. I was meant to say light this and get some light, and I sort of just blended them in a bad way. Regardless of that, our fire is going, and Tidus, for some reason, decides it's time to just do sod all. If anything, let's have a nap. He makes some incredibly questionable decisions.
I need food.
And he's kind of a whiny bitch, at the start at least.
What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You came to say that?
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
So that flashback is to illustrate that he's not a team player yet, but this is a team-based game, so we'll get there. And that's several times he's been mentioned as crying. I'm not really sure why they keep saying that.
Hey,
I don't remember.
Wait! Don't go out on me!
And he's been daydreaming long enough that it's gone out, or he's just made
Just
a terrible
I'll
fire.
get more wood.
And there's one of those things, which is called a Klikk. I'm not quite sure why. And based on RPG colour schemes, it kind of seems to be dropping like poison.
Give me a break!
I don't think it has any poison attacks. Some of the combat system I don't understand, like, so now I get 2 turns in a row. I don't know if that's just because, and again, you see there, I get 1 and then 2. I don't know if that's just because like his speed or his agility is quite high. And this monster might be quite low. But I'm not complaining. From what I remember of my playthrough over a decade ago, that happens to Tidus quite a lot. So I think he's like the agility guy. And this, I did some research from my last video. This came out in 2001. So I was 11 when this came out. I'm now 25. And I haven't played it probably since I was 12, maybe? Long time. Nostalgia. I remember the first time I saw Rikku, I was... The intro to this had confused me to the whole game compared to, like, because I think I just played 7 and 9. And this was quite different. And up until now, I was like, is this whole game going to be kind of weird and dystopian? And then Riku's character design there put me off quite a lot. I didn't like it. But fortunately, later, things happen. I'm not sure whether to even bother with, like, spoiler alert, this game is 14 years old. If you haven't played it by now, sort it out. Play it. So Rikku, spoiler alert, her name's Rikku. Even though that's just question marks. Her ability is she can steal things and use things. So if you have grenades and stuff, she can throw them at people. Two ability spheres. I think in my last video, or it might even be this video, there's a point where she explains the sphere grid to you, and I just kind of skip through it, because there's no point in me showing you a tutorial, because it just literally tells you, move around the grid, collect all the spheres, and that's it.
Close.
You want an ability, you unlock the sphere. It's not hard.
Hey, let me go.
And I did find out the difference between standard and expert when you start the game. Standard, everyone starts in kind of the areas that the character is intended to be. So like Yuna, which you haven't seen yet, starts in like white magic kind of area. But if you pick the expert one, everyone starts in the same place. And the expert one has slightly less spheres on it. If that makes a difference to your gameplay at all. That was Bhed talking Bhed. So in the last video there was that weird little primer thing which would, not a primer, but if you've played through this once already and collected all the primers, that will then load them into this game and you can understand what they're saying here. Or you could just Google it. Or YouTube it.
Kid, it's Daija.
Hey, that hurts.
Usujek, rain?
Whoa. Okay.
A quick note on that guy, whose name is Brother. When you eventually unlock an airship at one point and you've got the Blitzball team going, 100% get Brother on the Blitzball team. Everyone else, the last time I played this, everyone else got up to like level 60. He just seems to level like twice as fast, and he was level 99 way before anybody else.
I said I don't understand.
Or whatever the level system is. He was leagues ahead of everyone. I was winning like 7, 8, 9 nil.
You understand?
Just through him just being faster than everyone and just having a much higher shot than everyone.
Alright, I'll work.
But at this stage in the walkthrough, none of that means anything to you. So I should probably stay on topic. So this thing here, which I nearly missed, is an Bhed primer, volume 1. So you can now understand, I think, Y to A. And you get an achievement. You get a trophy for that. That's me skipping the save. And right before this bit, Rikku explains the sphere grid to you, but I have skipped over that.
And then we should be able to salvage the big.
That was me skipping dialogue.
Let's get to work.
Roger.
He's so awesome. He thumbs up in slow motion. No real explanation is given, as far as I'm aware, as to how Tidus, for example, can hold his breath underwater for such a long time. Or Blitzball, how they play. underwater for such a long time? I wish I knew, but I can't be bothered to Google it. Answers in the comments. See, I have a thing about not saying subscribe in the videos, and even saying post a comment on it just feels ridiculous. So while we're in the middle of a battle, let's elaborate. It feels weird. That was over very quickly. So basically follow the big chain down. That's the walkthrough for that bit. Swim down. So after you've saved, which I don't know why you wouldn't, Tidus just punches this for some time, and it appears to have blue screen of death. But no matter, punch it, and it shall resolve itself. This is a tiny level, and I think it's just to get you used to special battle commands, which don't actually show up that much, from what I remember. You shall see momentarily. And not from those things. Ambushed by crappy piranha things. I think they're just called piranhas. Usually Final Fantasy they'll change the P for a G and they're like, now it's a girana. But yeah, they haven't even bothered to do that. And I don't want it to sound like I'm knocking this game, because it's genuinely my favourite Final Fantasy. Like, hands down, I think. Because everyone goes on about 7. And to a degree 9. 10 I feel is overlooked. Strongly overlooked, because it's a good game. Apart from when bits like this happen when I get lost at the bottom of the screen. But, old control system aside, fantastic game. And this was like the first time Final Fantasy had been seen in this level of graphical ability. Before this it was all pixely and bad things. So, what I mentioned earlier about the special battle commands, you get this mini-boss, or boss, who, according to that, has no name. Oh, that just looked like it said Tros. I'm gonna say Tros. So when I first did this, I keep saying this like you would know what happened when I first did this. So, when I first played this, I don't think I realised that you could, I didn't read it properly and didn't realise you could do the special command. And it kept doing that to me and I think I died. So you attack this guy from behind, eventually, for some respectable damage. And he seems to just have grenades to steal. Which again, when I first played this, I didn't like Rikku that much. I don't think I used her. But you can steal some very good stuff from bosses, which seems to be like a theme in Final Fantasy. So that, yeah, this guy you can steal grenades from, and she can then just use them back against him. But that special battle command there of pincer attack, it changes the battlefield. But at the moment I can't remember any other instances particularly where that was used. Stole another grenade. Kind of bugs me that attacking from behind there didn't do, or did like half the damage that attacking last time did. The Rikku did just smash it. So, you know, get out of the hole, basically. So, I've looked up Tros. He has 2,200 health. And yeah, that was an interesting piece of information. So once you do 350 points of damage to him, he then goes around the other side. And you can still throw grenades at him. And if you do that standby special command, you gain 50 HP back. And if you do a further 350 to it, he then goes around the other side again, then you can do pincer attack. If you at this point have got Riku's overdrive all the way up, it becomes combine and you can put items together, and you can, if you combine 2 grenades, it's just a strong grenade, and then it will do mad damage. Mad damage and ting. Mad damage. Mad.
Futra airship! Tradanukt van een nek. Hoof, roofdu, tungadib. Wee, wicheta!
Hey! Hey, I helped out, didn't I? Hungry. Whoa! Right on.
Hey, it's 'cause you eat too fast. Hey,
Hello there. What is your name?
Rikku.
Whoa! You really do understand. Woo-hoo-hoo! Huh? Why didn't you say so earlier?
I didn't get a chance to. Everyone thought we were a fiend.
We?
Oh, we means you.
Who are you guys anyway?
We're Al Bhed. Can't you tell? Wait, you're not an Al Bhed hater, are you?
I don't even know what an Al Bhed is.
Where are you from?
Xanarkand. I'm a blitzball player. Star player of the Xanarkanabes.
Did you hit your head or something?
You guys hit me?
Oh, right. Do you remember anything before that?
So I told her everything there was to tell about Xanarkan. About life there, Blitzball, and Sin's attack. And about how Aaron and I were engulfed in this light. I just said things as they came to mind. But then I started to wonder. Did I say something funny?
You were near Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, you'll be better in no time. They say your head gets funny when Sin is near. Maybe you just had some kind of dream?
You mean I'm sick?
Because of Sin's toxin, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, there is no Xanarkand anymore. Sin destroyed it 1,000 years ago. So no one plays blitzball there.
Huh? What do you mean, 1,000 years ago? But I saw Sin attack Xanarkan. You're saying that happened 1,000 years ago? No way!
So that was an incredibly lengthy set of cutscenes,
You said
and you get to see just how badly Tidus
You play
can
blitzball?
eat food. How is he still alive after choking on what looked like some sort of spaghetti?
You should go to Luca.
Ugh.
Someone might know who you
I don't know
are.
if there's some
or
like
you might find
deep
someone you
critique of
recognize.
sportsmen and their pampered
Luca?
lifestyles,
Ah,
but probably not. He's probably just meant to look like a child. And I'm pretty sure that he has a bum bag. There it is, little bum bag.
okay. Leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise.
And it's still
You'd rather stay here?
when until Riku's
Okay,
costume
I'll
is
go tell the
changed,
others. Wait here.
she just looks so weird to me.
Oh, and one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Xanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
See, in terms of walkthrough, this section there's so many cutscenes because we're still basically in the intro. And up until this point, it's what, like, call it about an hour in, probably? 40 minutes in? When I first played this, I was worried
Why
that the entire
Xanarkand?
game would be like this.
Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place that I can go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future? No way! Whoa, whoa!
Etonic!
So, key development is about to happen. We are about to go overboard. There we go. And the Albed seem kind of indifferent to that. So, you're about to get a prompt to save your game. Which obviously I would say yes, because you don't want to replay the intro again. And then we head on to part 3, which is Bhed. So hopefully, if anyone's even watching this, I'll see you in part 3. Bring.